off.
And here we are. Hey, everybody.
Good evening.
We have 24 people in the chat already, so it's nice to see. And what do you think of Jackie's backdrop? No one else has got that backdrop.
My green screen? No, it's real.
And to prove it, Jackie's going to make the sun go down in the next hour.
Mine's fake. None of this really exists.
No, it's the same one every week, Marcus. Change it.
I'll tell you, Marcus, what gives it away, Marcus, is that picture on that screen. It's all You're not fooling anyone. You know?
And we're all still waiting to see what's outside Kev's curtains as well.
Yeah.
We've never seen
All
it.
out there. It's cloudy.
Oh,
Yeah,
really?
actually, it's been really weird today because I did say during the week, I said, I'm going to have a barbecue on Sunday. That is guaranteed to screw the weather up.
Oh,
Yeah.
it's your fault.
However, it's been overcast all day, but very humid. I think we're going to get a thunderstorm. Anyway, I'll put money on that.
Yeah.
Anyway,
I've got a really good joke about an 85-year-old bloke that gets married to a young woman.
Oh,
Oh,
I've
yeah.
heard that before.
Yeah, no, but that's a good one.
Love.
Later.
It's worth repeating.
no, we like that joke that much.
You like that one?
Well,
It's
let's
now
be
called
waiting for it.
Terry's same joke of the week. We like it, do we, Kit? We like it, do we?
Yeah.
Yeah, of course we
Yeah.
do. So we're going to hear it every week for the next 5 months. Right,
Yeah.
let's have a look who's in the chat. We have Bavarian Sky Pictures. And
What? I've been here before.
Hand.
You have?
Yeah. What you mean? And Bob.
Hello.
Hello. Barky, say hello to old people. What about us? We're here. Hi, Bob. And Mark's in the chat. Dave Cullen, how you doing, Dave? John Olsen.
JJ's in, Limp 6.
And I don't just joke, John Olsen. I just said that. Did I just say John Olsen?
John Olsen, yeah, John's in.
Drone Horizons. How you doing, Justin? And Colin, our very own roving reporters. What else we got in here? And Laurie. Hi, Laurie. How you doing?
We are missing
Alan?
one. We're missing one
Oh,
person.
you're
Who missing one person?
We're missing Caroline tonight, and I hope she watches on catch up.
Of course she will. She won't miss
Oh,
out.
hopefully. Yeah,
Johnny
she
Drone Flyer. I did
she
catch a
can't
little
join
bit.
us tonight though.
why are we
she's-
missing Caroline?
Because she was attacked by a dog yesterday.
Oh, really?
Yeah, so I hope we can all send her our best.
Yes. Well,
Yeah,
I
certainly.
hear that, Caroline. I mean,
Yeah.
that's the trouble.
Oh,
She's
sweet
right.
Caroline.
She's got her son looking after her at the minute.
I take it was a big dog. And,
Did the dog die?
did what? Did the dog die?
Well, this had to be bad. I mean, if she's requiring
Yeah.
care, this
Yeah.
had to really be
Yeah.
serious.
Well,
Yeah,
the
so,
problem with dogs, they can be a bit sort of unpredictable. So that's why I have little
No,
dash
she's-
hands. All they can do is
she's-
bite me ankles.
The dog's been seized and she's pressing charges. So
Good. Good.
Oh,
Good for her.
can't have that.
Well,
She's just walking
Caroline,
down the
if you-
street.
Dog owners should be more responsible. I
Yeah.
will say that live on air because they should be.
Caroline, if you're watching this on catch up, know that every one of us is thinking about you and wishing you the very best.
Yeah, get well. Get well soon, Caroline.
Yes.
Right. So Patrick Morris, sorry, Patrick, and anyone else?
Philip.
Oh, Lauren from Canada. And Bud.
Hi,
Karen's in.
Laurie.
Hey, Lincoln.
Oh yeah, Karen. Yeah.
Karen,
John's in. Flying Fin.
Alan, Drone View Media. Suzanne, Albion Drones.
JJ, did you say JJ?
Yeah,
JJ's in?
Limp 6.
JJ.
Got Dave Cullen.
Yep, no Cullen done. Stevie Knowles. It wouldn't be flying media, John.
Fine Fin Media.
And I think that's it. If I have missed your name, welcome anyway.
Lipstick. You got
Alan says,
Lipstick.
rest in peace, doggy.
Yeah.
Patrick.
Yep.
Very
Jason's
likely.
Mark says,
Jason's written in above.
get well soon, Caroline. Okay, right.
Yeah.
I'm dead in last place. Can people see what numbers are now? Is this the thing now with numbers?
Interesting, isn't it? Doesn't mean anything. You're all here. You're all winners.
You're all here. Whether
Yeah.
you was here first or second or last, you're still here. We appreciate it. Okay, right. So we're going to bring our guest in because they're leaving there too long with sausage rolls. How many more years might you say that?
Let's welcome this week's Drone Seekers live show special guest.
There he is, eh?
Hey!
John Connors, all the way from the same land as Lauren.
Same land as Canada. Yeah, good old Canada.
Or Canada, anyway.
Thank you very
What's
much.
the weather like?
Sorry.
What's the weather like in Canada at the
Well, I'll
minute?
tell you, we've got very hot and humid weather right now, similar to the degrees in temperature that you just mentioned, Jackie. But also we've had thunderstorms rolling through, and the power went off briefly, and I was very concerned about being able to attend this meeting this way. So, but it's gone on by, and the clouds are gone, and it's nice and sunny, but still very hot and humid. There you go.
So, Tom, where are you at in Canada?
We're outside of Toronto.
Toronto. Yeah. Okay.
Yep.
I like Toronto.
Yeah.
Sorry, Terry?
Mm.
What did you say, Terry?
I said I like Toronto.
Oh.
It's a nice city. Yeah.
Thank you. It's a great pleasure to be here, by the way, I should say. I really appreciate the invitation and honestly looking so much forward to meeting you all in person, those of you who attend the Spanish thing and seeing here. It's going to be a lot of fun.
It is going to be a lot of fun. That we can guarantee. We've got, it's nice. I think.
Are you coming over then, Tom?
Yeah, Tom.
I'm going to be there.
Guys here.
Yeah.
This is the Meet Tom episode.
So, Tom, I might need to ask you a few questions because when I go to Spain, I do not want to look like an American. I want to look like a Canadian. So
wear a Canadian t-shirt.
Have you been practicing your English accent then?
Yeah.
Yeah. Do you want to borrow my passport or something?
great. Yeah.
No discussions about swapping passports and whatever. There could be people watching.
Wear a kilt with a tam o' shanter.
And Jerry Bowers just joined us. He's also in Canada. I'm not sure. Do you know where Jerry is, Marcus? I know he's in Canada.
I think Jerry's in the GTA. I think, but correct me if I'm wrong, Jerry. I don't know.
He'll tell us what it is.
You're up with the vernacular there, Marcus. GTA. My goodness.
Oh, I've got a lot of Canadian friends.
I don't even know what that means.
Grand Theft
Greater
Auto.
Toronto area.
Grand Theft Auto.
Oh, yeah, Grand Theft Auto. Is that where Jerry lives?
One of my best friends lives in North Texas, Alberta.
Oh, he's in.
Oh, I didn't even know there was one.
Yeah. Well, that's what Albertans. Well, anyway, they call Alberta.
I get
North,
it now. I thought you meant there was a real place called that, but now I get it.
No, they call Alberta North Texas for obvious reasons. Yeah.
Jerry said,
and when you're in BC, bring cash. Right?
Marcus, Jerry said, just speak like a Canadian. Oh, he's in Ottawa.
Yeah.
Ottawa.
Ottawa.
And put milk in your tea, Marcus.
I put milk in my coffee. Does that count?
No, it's got to be in your tea as well.
I don't drink tea. I don't. No.
I've done high tea at the Empress before in
Victoria.
Victoria, yeah.
Yeah.
Anyway, it's gonna be a blast in Spain. That we can say. It's
it's gonna be fun.
I'm looking forward to it. Right, okay. So anyway, Tom, right, okay, question time for Tom then. We'll all ask Tom a question, usually. And my question is, how long have you been flying drones?
A couple of days.
Oh, not this then.
When did you first fly a drone and ever?
Oh, well, I started about 2021, I think it was. So really not all that long ago.
Okay.
Started with a Mini 2 Pro.
Yeah.
And when the 3 came out, I jumped on that one, and that's the way. That is where I'm stuck right now. You know, I'm really more interested in the mini drones because I don't want to go through all of the hassle for anything beyond that. Mini drones here, you don't require any registration. The rules are pretty loosey goosey. You know, the biggest rule is just don't do anything stupid.
That's a good rule.
You know, the 400-foot limit is a suggestion. The visual line of sight is a suggestion, strongly suggested, but still it's not a rule. So anybody coming to Canada with a sub 250-gram drone is able to just sit and fly.
Let's go.
Come on over.
I like the sound of that. That sounds good.
So what about do you sort of test review, like an aviation test of any description? I say that it sounds very
Nope. Not for that drone.
So, but you would have if it was over 250 grams. Is that the rule? Is it? Or
yeah. So I keep watching you guys with your Avadas and thinking maybe I should, and then I look at the weight of it and I think no, maybe I shouldn't.
You know, Tom, though, the Canadian basic license doesn't look that tough. I've been thinking about taking it myself.
Well, I should probably try. I have thought of it, but then it makes it more tempting for me to get a bigger drone. So I'll stick with the excuse.
So, I mean, you've got the Mini 5 coming out imminently. I think rumours had it. I think was August time, I believe. And maybe would you sort of think about getting that? But although it's going to be over 250 grams, I hear. I don't know if that's.
No, can't
They wouldn't do that, would they?
Wouldn't do that.
That's why it's a mini, surely.
No, I heard it's going to be over 250 grams.
That's
Steve,
wild.
I suspect they'll offer, just like with the Mini 4 Pro and the Mini 3 Pro, they'll offer
battery.
both.
Extended battery.
And that's what puts the Mini. Does that apply to the Mini 3 or the Mini 4? Or was it the Mini 3? Wasn't it? Right. Okay.
Oh.
Yeah. Okay. Oh, so Dave Cullen said, "Do we have any specs for the M5 yet?" No. I mean, I've seen they
There's rumors.
so-called low.
I heard
leaked
it's
pictures
going to
of-
be the August the 7th release date, but I don't know how.
1-inch sensor and so forth. So,
Yeah.
not that I could buy it in the U.S. even if I wanted to.
I'll bring one to Spain for you if you want, Marcus.
Yeah, we can buy one here.
Yeah.
Just buy one here.
but it's not quite as simple as that, obviously, because the problem you've got with the sort of like, what is that, Marcus?
Customs?
No, I'm talking about the actual
Border Patrol.
to do with the licensing and whatever, the signals and what are I thought? I'm thinking
FAA, FCC as opposed to.
that's it, FCC. That's
What Tom would buy in Canada would have that longer range FCC range. So,
right. Okay, well, there we are.
So let me
it's
know.
just for Europeans that get the one that they. Which, whatever, I guess they're following the law. It's too bad, but
Well, I mean, the thing is, what I've always noticed that when we buy a drone over here, I think it was like the Avata was the one that was most noticeable with regards to the range on the Avata. I know in America the range on the Avata was better than it was in the one we got in Europe.
yeah, they make an EU version and an FCC version.
Yeah. I think everyone was trying to do this so-called sort of got hack on it, but whether it actually worked, I never actually had any proof that it actually worked, to be honest with you. But there we are. Right, so let's watch one of Tom's videos, I think, and then we've got some more questions.
Tom's Travels.
Right, so here we go.
So let's get that bird in the air.
Yeah.
Yep. Say it, Marcus. Go on, say it. That's it.
Good.
You're telling me that was a lake and not a sea?
Say it again, sorry.
That was a lake and not a sea.
That was a lake.
That is massive.
But my aunt from England, every time she came over to visit, we were driving around in Niagara Falls, and you go down one side and then along the other side, and every time she said, "Is that sea?"
No,
Auntie, that's a lake. Yeah.
I must say, those colours are absolutely stunning.
Yeah.
If I could just say, I saw Mark's. Mark, you're welcome over anytime you want. Pick the fall, and you can come and get some of those colors yourself.
They are.
You should.
They look, there's a real contrast in colours. I'm sure, to be honest, I've never actually filmed in the autumn here, but I know we get some colour change, but I don't think they're as good as vivid as that, I'm sure. Maybe
Well, no, hold it, Steve. Hold it. You just said something we can't let pass by. You say, I've never filmed in the autumn. Now, why would you not? You just picked that's a time I can't fly drones.
No, they're cold.
It's cold and wet.
Either too cold, too windy, or too wet, or a combination of all three. That says.
But the other thing is, we just don't get that expanse of trees showing those colours. There's a lot of green trees still.
If I had a location like that to fly on my doorstep, I probably would. I'll be fair. I mean, Scotland, there's those colours in Scotland. Yes, I mean, the lock in Scotland, absolutely wonderful part of the world to fly, but unfortunately, I have to drive so far to get anywhere. Scotland.
Hey, Steve, Scotland is even colder and wetter than where you're at in the UK, though, too, correct?
It can be, yeah. But well, I mean, obviously, in our little island, it's only about what 1,000. I was going to say 1,000 feet, about 1,000 miles from north to south. But the weather can change about every 10 miles. I think. I'm convinced it does. I mean, maybe me and Kev, how far are we apart, Kev? About 70 miles?
Probably about 80 or 90, something like that.
Well, I'll tell you, I'll run Kev up tomorrow and ask him what the weather is. But today, he's had the same weather as me. But
Yeah.
That's because he's out there.
Right, it's the same for us, isn't it, Jackie?
Yeah. And we're only like 40 minutes apart,
Yeah.
aren't we?
So what about the weather in Canada, in Tom, where you are? I mean, obviously, you obviously, I take it you get this same sort of minus 30 to plus 30 type sort of weather. Right?
Yeah, we get the wide range of it all. Yeah, you don't get very many videos from me. Well, anytime, but particularly not in the winter.
So when is the best time to come to Canada, and when's the worst time to come to Canada?
It depends if you want snow, doesn't it? I imagine.
So, well, yeah, but if you come in June, you're okay. Anything else, I would be careful of.
Right.
Oh, John, I'm coming next month.
You know, it makes minus 40 and 6 foot of snow.
I should be in Calgary on the 24th, I think, of next month.
Oh, yeah.
All right.
It'll be good.
That's where Lauren lives in Calgary, Terry. You better.
Yeah.
Yeah, we've spoken.
So how far are you from Calgary then, Tom?
Long ways.
It's a hike. It's a hike.
How long will it take you to drive there? Let me see. How long?
4 days.
No.
4 days.
Yeah.
4
Yeah,
days?
not stopping at night.
Not even
Yeah.
close.
Yeah. 4 days, 4 hours. I mean, 4 days. Come on.
Yeah, well, I'm going to be in Calgary for a short time. Then we're going to Banff.
Oh, that's going to be
Oh, my
fantastic.
goodness.
Yeah, and then up
Lake
into the Rockies.
Louise.
Yeah, Lake Louise. We've got a trip round Lake Louise, and then we're going up into the Rockies,
Nice.
and then up to.
Are you taking
Bring
your
camera.
No, I take my camera. I don't take my drone on holiday.
Take a sub 250 drone. You can fly it legally, perfectly legal.
Yeah, it's not that. It's finding the time. You know, and I'm on holiday. Sorry.
Flying a drone is a job when you're on holiday.
Colin,
No, I'm on
I'm coming to
holiday.
Spain for a drone meetup, but I'm going to be on holiday, so I'm not going to bring a drone.
It's not a busman's holiday, is it, Terry?
No, it's not a busman's holiday, and that's entirely up to you. If you want to take a drone, take a drone. I'm banging if I will. I'd like to do what I do. Thank you very much.
So,
You're my friend, and I can do that.
so Colin says that he just reminded me it actually takes 4 days to get around the M25.
Yeah, it's true.
Oh,
Actually, there's a true story. There was actually a couple. The M25, in case anyone doesn't know, is actually a massive circular motorway that goes all the way around the outside of London. And I heard a story, and I believe it's true. This couple got onto the M25. They drove round and round and round. They didn't know how to get off.
Shouldn't be driving then.
No, that's what I thought.
Yeah,
They
like
don't know how to
any
get
one
off.
of the numerous exits would have done.
Yeah, that's what I thought, Jackie, as well. I think it was taken out of context. I think what it was.
Perhaps they got on the wrong way round.
They were going to
Yeah, meant to go one stop. And
all the
did
roads
other
all the cars were coming towards them. But they couldn't understand. Anyway, let's watch another video because, oh dear. Right, okay, here we go.
Yeah, I love that music.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I was thinking.
I did like that.
Mesmerised by his video, and some of his music went bang.
well, we were having a family picnic about where I took off with the drone, and these cigar boats, if you've ever heard them, they are loud, and they just take over the whole area around. So it was disturbing our family picnic for sure. But then, of course, I had the drone with me, and I had to get it up and try to capture some of this. So there we go.
I bet you don't get the oyster catcher birds trying to knock your drone out of the sky. All that racket, they'll be running a mile, wouldn't they? So they call them cigar boats because cigars.
Most of them are U.S., aren't they, Marcus?
Yeah, quite a few of them. You see a lot of them in Florida, but I believe, Steve, because they're long and thin. I think that's why.
Cigar, like a big cigar in one. Yeah. That looked like great fun. That does. I'm not filming it. I'm not supposed to be in the boat. I'm not sure about that. But
they put insane amounts of power. Well, Steve, you saw when we walked along the waterfront there in Florida. You saw some of those boats with 5 V12s right in a row.
Yeah. Oh, they were absolutely incredible. No doubt, an incredible amount of money. But I mean, imagine all 6 of those motors all going at the same time. What sort of speed would they do? I don't know. Insane.
Well, where do you put a fuel tank big enough too? Is what I want to
know. The actual hull of the boat is actually a fuel tank because you need. What were they? V10, V12? Were they all?
Yeah. Well, some of them were. Yeah.
Even if they're
I noticed
V6s.
Barkley is saying that they call them cigarette boats. So I've heard them called this both cigarette boats and
Oh.
cigar boats. But yeah,
Well, Chuck was saying in the chat, what would it be like going to Spain? To Scotland in, did he say October? Well, Dave Cullen, I'm sure, can answer that question. Laurie was saying,
Yeah.
Laurie's
how is it
saying,
around the end of October?
yeah, but
I've heard
and end of September. Well, end of September, come to Spain, Laurie. For God's
yeah,
sake.
there's a meetup.
Yeah,
After
Laurie.
the drum meetup.
Meet
Laurie.
Tom and all these guys.
Send me an email, I'll send you the details, just pop over to Spain. Come on, you guys travel out all over the world, come on.
Dead simple. Dead simple.
Tom's
We
coming.
need you. We need you.
And Gary
Gary-
Foster from
Gary Foster.
Canada.
Yeah,
And
Gary.
I'm not sure. I know Marcus is coming, and possibly Julio. I think he went on the cruise with you, Marcus.
Oh, is Jay coming? Jay Santiago? Julio.
Julio.
Julio
I've said
Santiago.
he's expressed an interest. I'm not sure whether he's.
Oh, man.
He hasn't confirmed, but who knows?
Yeah, Julio and Evelyn. His wife's name is Evelyn.
Am I right? They did come on the cruise with you. Is that right? Before us?
They did, yeah,
that's
yeah,
right. Yeah. I thought it did. So yeah. So
He he's native to Puerto Rico, so he's the guy that took us to that. Well, he and his wife Evelyn took us to that little beach, that Mar Chiquita, the little. It was
Right, okay.
such a beautiful spot to fly. Yeah.
So, sorry. Say Chuck. Chuck, we're going to Spain
Yeah.
because you'll meet all us. Come on. Look. Isn't that where we're coming to Spain for? We'll see.
Hey, Steve. Barkley's too busy to come.
Oh,
Well, Barkley, I've got to thank you for one thing. I'm sorry you'll come to Spain. I just wish you was, but Barkley, it was your suggestion
that made it happen.
together in Europe, and that's why we're doing it. So thank you, Barkley. I'm being serious about that because obviously Barkley just sowed the seed, and I thought, yeah, okay, all right, we'll do that. And I just wish you and Jenna were coming, especially with. No, I've forgotten the monkey's name now, so I think he's changed. But anyway, I bet he's never been to Spain. Post him to Marcus, and Marcus will bring him to Spain. Right, okay. We'll crack on. Yeah. What is the time of this day anyway? Hold on. It's
21:30. The
Oh,
sun's gone down. Look, it's all gone now.
Oh, that's
The little lights have come on.
Here come the Mozzies.
you see,
I've still
I'm
got the
safe.
sun outside.
see
Nothing
this,
on there. I'm
you
all
see
right.
the steam coming up as the sun goes into the sea. As a child, I used to think that the sun actually went into the sea.
Did you?
Yeah,
Don't you?
I was young and naive.
I remember learning that water evaporated and became rain clouds. So I thought if I put all my little toy cars down the drain, they'll all come down in the next cloud. So that's what I did.
And Jackie's still waiting for us to come
I'm
back.
still waiting.
When someone said that it rained cats and dogs, I always think I'm not going out that day.
No.
Oh dear. Cats and dogs indeed.
Sexy
Right.
dogs.
Okie doke.
Oh, I like that.
That's a nice place.
Yeah.
Thank you. My wife says we're going back.
Excellent. It was nice.
Oh,
Oh,
Beautiful
good.
there.
It's
Yeah.
very nice indeed. Mm.
Quackers would like to know what the M stands for in between
Yeah, I
Tom and
just
Connors.
noticed that as well. Yeah, Thomas Michael Connors.
Yeah.
I was going to say, Michael, you spoil my fun now, Tom.
We could have
In
had
the
a
days where I
question
thought
there.
it was better to be anonymous. Now I don't even know why I care.
Well, I must, when I was writing out, I put T, then I put EEM. I thought, no, that's wrong. No, EM. I thought, I can't. What did Tom put on there? He's in the chat most weeks, and I was thinking, what did he put? I had to cheat, look on. Oh, just look right up there. Is TMC. Right, I've got it. Yeah, Laurie says, Laurie would always welcome people from
Yeah,
the
God,
USA,
Spain welcomes everyone. It's
Europe.
really-
You're more than welcome, indeed.
Yeah.
So anyone just reading the chat?
You can even bring Chuck, if you want to.
Yeah, you could, or just get him to house sit. Just joking. No, Colin says, is that a drone behind you? No,
Behind who?
it looks like a drone.
Jackie.
Well, sort of, there's a thing behind you. That's all.
Oh, it's a peg.
So what?
It's a peg
Oh, there we are. Look.
caught in the thing.
There you go.
I can't get it off. It's on the other. Oh no, I've let all the monkeys in.
Now all the models have come in.
So Jackie's actually living in a fishing net. Anyway, it's come to that time of the day, and there's a peg
Oh,
that's
it's
broken
broken.
now. It's that time of the day when we have to go over to our good friend. If I can find him.
Colin?
Colin.
Oh.
It surprised me this week that a couple of my previous news items have started to gel together and make sense. I covered recently how Beyond Visual Line of Sight has been allowed in the UK to monitor railway infrastructure, and previously I talked about the new rules being brought into the UK by the CAA that is tangled up with detect and avoid. It wasn't until this week that I realised how these two subjects actually tie together. Earlier in June, the International Drone Show was held in Odense in Denmark, and according to the organisers, it was a record-breaking affair with exhibitors coming from all over the world to demonstrate the new technologies that they are incorporating into the drone world. Everything was covered, from military use to environmental surveys. How is this going to affect us as hobbyists? Most of the time we're flying in a quiet spot somewhere where we don't think there's going to be much going on, but we want to take a video of a church or a nice landscape. In the future, what could happen is it will turn up at a site and there's a whole team doing a survey on electricity pylon, power lines, the church itself, as an example, eroding coastlines or riverbanks. All of this is now going to be incorporated into detect and avoid and beyond visual line of sight. Now, us as hobbyists will probably not get the benefit of beyond the VLOS, but we will be dealing with people who are. Now, this isn't only going to affect the UK, I am talking about Europe and I'm talking about the US as well. The US are now preparing to survey and clean some of their tower blocks within the cities. Okay, I know that probably won't affect us too much as hobbyists, but according to the organisers of the International Drone Show, the technology used in drones in commercial use is accelerating so fast that we as hobbyists are going to have to be more aware and maybe better planners before we go out and do our flights. Now, in the US last year, apparently there were around 700 deaths related to work at height occupations. A similar amount in the UK and Europe, just a little bit less. And what these industries are wanting to do now is replace the human intervention of having to climb pylons, buildings to inspect them with using drones. It makes sense. I think we as hobbyists only see the advancement in drone technology in our own little niche. The squash ball on the front of the Mavic 4 Pro, the Mini 5 coming out, rumours of another Avata coming out. What we don't realise is that drone technology in the commercial sector is accelerating really fast, and it is going to affect us. But we're going to have to deal with that. There's going to be more and more farmers using drones to survey their fields, and there are even farmers already in the UK and probably in Europe and the US who are using drones to actually plant crops. Add to that all the pylons that go across the fields around the UK and again in Europe and the US, and all the power lines. They're all going to be inspected by drones, and I think within the next couple of years we're going to see a huge change in the industry, and it is going to affect us as well as hobbyists. So I'll be keeping an eye on it for you and report hopefully in the future. This is Colin Rose for Drone Seekers International, who's going to go outside now and stand in the rain because I haven't seen any for about 3 months.
One who's to say it.
Well, I'm going to say it, just like Terry, that's a repeat. So my apologies. Because
I thought that was.
the stupid person here uploaded the wrong one. That's what he did. And
It was so good we watched it again.
Oh, I thought it was very good. Yeah, I understood every word.
So
It was a good report.
it's
It was-
not- as
I
they
think
say,
It has two things. It's a good thing that they're replacing dangerous professions with a drone, but what about the actual work though for the people? Are the ones that are being replaced doing the drone flying instead?
well, this is the only issue. But I mean, I suppose realistically, they can train them all to fly drones instead of
Yeah,
actually
hopefully.
trying out
I
these
don't want them to be
dangerous
out of
places.
jobs. I want them to be safe, but not out of a job.
Yeah, exactly. So I mean, and of course, drones, as with AI, I mean, AI is such a frightening thing because I often wonder how long it'd be before any of these things could actually replace human beings. But they need human intervention, I'm guessing. So,
3 letters. UBI, Universal Basic Income.
Mm,
Yeah.
indeed.
That
Anyway,
how it's going to work.
so Colin, we showed it twice because we liked it. Okay.
Yeah.
Next week,
Next
we'll
week.
show the right one. There we go. Oh dear, oh dear, oh dear. It's the sun's gone to my head. Right, okay. Let's watch a video.
Yeah.
Oh, that would
Very nice.
out.
That was good.
See,
I thought
one thing I noticed, Tom, you don't mind flying over water, do you?
No.
it doesn't bother me at all, but I'll tell you, I thought for a bit there when I was trying to bring it in the boat that the drone was going to end up in the water, or I was. It was really a tricky thing. The boat's going like this, and the wind is blowing the drone around. Maybe some of you have tried that, but it's it's risky.
I'm sure not easy. Yeah.
It's something I've actually never even considered, to be honest with you. I mean, I like to take off where I sort of land while I took off.
Hey, if you guys are watching the chat, I just think we need to acknowledge Bob Dempsey for all the great work he's doing with the foot truck.
Yeah, indeed.
Indeed. Yeah.
Indeed. Clap.
And if I could
Misspoke.
just add one quick
It was
thing,
a
I see
joke.
some of these chats are asking me things or whatever. I haven't figured out while I'm in this thing as a guest how to do. So I'm not answering any chats. Sorry about that,
Oh,
folks.
okay.
Just to let you know.
So it's good.
Oh, so yeah. All right. Yeah, okay. I was going to ask this because Dave Cullen's asked this question. What soft? Because someone's saying how beautiful the colours are. So, do you not much colour grading then, Tom? Or
Yes, I might do that.
what software do you actually use?
Final Cut Pro I use.
Yes.
Right. Okay.
The best.
Well, you know what I jacket.
I wonder if Apple even knows that.
It certainly. I mean, I couldn't get on with it, but again, I suppose you need a bit of patience to sit there using it. Obviously, it was a great upgrade from iMovie, I'm guessing.
Yeah.
A little bit.
Yeah, well, by a long mile, I think as well. So, anyone got any other questions in the chat for Tom? I can't see anyone. So, is there any more questions in the chat?
Antigua, your favourite place to fly?
My favorite place?
Yeah. Is it Antigua?
Oh, I'm sorry. Yeah, that's what you said. I'm sorry. That was a really good place to vacation and to fly.
Yeah, I bet.
Yeah.
But I also love it around here. I'm close to Lake Ontario, and that first video where we saw the colors. And by the way, the cliffs, I think Marcus would say was pretty close to the Snake River Canyon cliffs. Weren't they quite similar, Marcus?
Yeah. Well, it looked. Well, okay.
Yeah, there's an immense
That'd be
difference.
nice.
Anyway, I love it around here too. I think we've got some great areas that are very photogenic for videos, and that lake area that I was in there, it's a wonderful place to fly and capture in. But all around the world.
So,
Sorry,
Marcus.
Well, I was just going to say that's one thing that we've talked about numerous times is no matter where you're at, you can find beauty almost anywhere, and particularly when you get that aerial perspective, it's different than what you usually see. So you can always find someplace interesting to fly and something cool to show.
Yeah.
Well, Dave Cullen's answered the question. I think we've already answered, but he said, "What drones do you use, and what's the go-to drone?"
The Mini 3, eh?
And I think we've already said. So you've got the Mini 3?
3.
Yeah.
I'm waiting for the 5.
Right. Okay.
See what
My
that's.
wife didn't hear that, did she?
She didn't hear that, no.
So John Flint saying we need to see some winter footage from Lake Ontario, Tom.
Yeah.
Well, there is. Oh, not Lake Ontario. I don't know what videos were picked for me, but there's one with winter shots in it. Did you notice any of that, Jackie?
I can't remember now.
Anyway, you might be out of time to run any videos, but there were a couple in there. But
Okay, but
Maybe.
I'm sure we can find something.
don't worry about it.
Right, on that note, a video, methinks, number 5. Here we go.
Cool.
Very nice.
Indeed.
Love
Right.
I
that.
thought
note
that
at the end.
I thought that last scene was never going to end.
Yeah, but you need that long to read it all, so it's perfect.
Gary says, I'm late. Can you start over again? Right. Okay.
it's
I'll quickly load up the right news and we'll start again. No. Colin's never going to forgive me. You know that.
No.
So, a little question here a minute ago. I've just got a quick question, and we've got another feature. So, Alex says, if you can get DJI's R&D, or if you could get into it, DJI's R&D department, what would be the dream feature you'd like to see in a drone?
I'd like a microphone on it. Do you know what I'd like? I'd like a mic on the drone.
On your drone?
Yeah.
All you can hear is a bunch of
I like
prop
a bit
noise.
of noise at times.
Well, you
Not
can
all
hear
the time. Just
Yeah, you can hear it when it
takeoff.
crashes or lands in the wall.
No, I like getting the takeoff noises. No.
Yeah, but then
No-
you can
no
just put a
comprende.
DJI mic on.
Actually, on the question, can you have the sound on an Avata?
No. But you can on
There's
a
no
new-
microphone on the drone, Steve.
No,
That's what
I'm sure the original FPV drone. You can actually, no, perhaps I'm dreaming that. I'm sure
You
you can.
can record to the controller. If you do a screen recording on the controller, you can attach a mic to that
Yep.
and get sound.
Yeah, indeed. Right. Okay. So we all know what
Exactly
time it is
that.
now, don't we, Terry?
Yes, it's time.
Yes, I know.
Time.
Are you ready? Here we go.
And now it's time for Terry's Joke of the Week.
I've got
Terry.
to make sure that I haven't told this one before. a thing, isn't it?
I've got a news to it.
Yeah. Poor Mary, very upset, goes to the doctors, walks into the doctors and says, "Doctor, I've got a problem." "Mary," he said, "I've known you for such a long time," he said. "Don't be embarrassed by anything. What's your problem?" "Well, when I go to the toilet," she says, "I pass a lot of pennies." And the doctor went, "Huh?" He said, "Oh, okay." Anyway, she walked out, couldn't fathom it. Following day, she went back in. Doctor said, "I've still got a problem." And the doctor said, "Well, come on, Mary, what is it?" "Well, every time I go to the toilet, I pass a lot of 5p pieces." And he sort of looked and he said, "Oh, okay, then let me think about it. Let me think about it." Yeah, Jackie's got it. Following day, she goes into the toilet. No, she goes into the doctor's and she says to the doctor, "Doctor, you must help me." She said, "Every time I go now, I'm passing 50p pieces." And the doctor looked and says, I'm not sure. Let me just research it." And the following day, she goes, "Doctor, help me, help me. Every time I go, I'm passing pound coins." And the doctor said, "Mary, I've got it." He said, "Do not worry. You are just going through the change."
Terry's Joke of the Week.
Brilliant. I thought you wanted her to come back when she was passing £50 notes or something.
Yeah, okay, so Chuck, can you hear me? Hard to hear Terry.
I can hear Terry.
Had a little bit of an echo, but could hear you.
I thought I heard a slight echo.
You could do like I did. I just turned the volume up on my computer and I heard it fine.
Yeah, yep.
Oh, sorry about that,
Chuck.
Chuck. I was going to call you Cove. Chuck. Do you want me to repeat it?
It's starting. No.
Pieces. I was going through the change. There you go.
Mark says, "Terry, you need a new mic set up."
No, I don't know.
Dave Cullen says a little echo.
Is there?
I don't hear any echo.
I did a little while ago, sorry, but I can't hear one now. So that's
No, I've tested my mic and everything, and it's been fine.
right. Okay, let's watch the video. Oh, beautiful on this one. I like the way that ended, actually, Tom. The way that, how did you do that? Because you sort of the focus right at the end.
Oh, it's just something that Final Cut Pro does. You can, I can't think of the term, Jackie. One of the effects.
Oh, yeah, it's just one of the transitions, isn't it?
Gaussian. Yeah, one of the Gaussian effect, I think it was that one.
Gaussian, yeah.
I've never actually come across that effect. It's quite a nice effect, that, rather than sort of fading to black or whatever.
Yeah.
To do. Yeah, has anyone got any more questions for Tom? Yeah, Tom says.
What drone are you bringing to Spain, Tom?
Oh, the one that I have, unless I have a 5 by the time I get there.
Well, it could possibly happen. Because obviously we've got another. Yeah, you could.
It might happen. Yeah.
I think it will happen personally, but yeah. Okay. Well, I think we've got time for one more video because the hour's nearly.
Uno más, uno más.
Uno más.
Uno más, sí.
So, what one, Jackie? What do you reckon?
Oh, I can't remember. I haven't got the
Come
list.
on, what's on that? I will. Yeah, hang on. I'm just going to consult with my my list. Let's have a look. I know. Okay, I've got it. Tom doesn't know. She don't.
I haven't got a clue. They don't tell you, by the way.
It's always our surprise. People turn around and say, "Why did you show that one?"
Yeah, I've been thinking some of that.
Okay.
Yay.
Nice.
I love that.
Good.
So, the Welland Canal is kind of an important part of our geography because, the ships travel from Lake Erie to Lake Ontario through that canal, which saves them a little bit of, you can imagine the disasters that would be created if they went over Niagara Falls. So, it just allows for traffic to get around Niagara Falls, actually. And that canal is part of our family history because my grandfather and my great-grandfather both worked as stonemasons on that. And in fact, my father was born in that place that I was just videoing there.
Wow.
While they were down working on the canal. So it's
indeed.
got some family connections.
Yeah. So very nice too. Well, Tom, thanks ever so much for joining us today because
It's been a great pleasure. Thank you so much.
hours flown past as always. And so I don't know who we've got on the show next week. Jackie won't tell me. She's keeping it a secret from me. And Jackie, your light's gone out behind you, by the way. Just
Stop.
made you stand. Okay, so anyway, thanks for joining us each and every one of you. Enjoy your week.
Yeah.
Whatever you're doing, whether you're flying, whether you're working, whatever you're doing, but have a good one anyway.
See you in September.
See you in September.
Yeah, indeed we will. So,
Where are you going?
stay on there, Tom. We'll play the outro and we'll have a chat afterwards. Right, see you later.
Adios.
Bye, everyone. Bye.
Bye.